Hey everybody, this is October the 1st, 2023, and I have a message. This is for the targeted individuals, the people who are at war with their government. Now, if you are a targeted individual, you know it. You know that you're in a war because your entire life is an everyday struggle just to survive. You know that there's a battle going on, and you know that the battlefield is on the home front. It's our homes, and it's the battlefield. The government has turned our homes into a battlefield. They're attacking us, and they are trying to kill us. A lot of people have already been murdered by our own government. Every day, every single day, I get more and more emails from people who say they are targeted individuals. Up until this point, there were very, very few people who even realized that we were under attack. They didn't know what was going on. And for the longest time, I didn't either. But I get so many stories about people having massive heart attacks and strokes and brain aneurysms and seizures and all kind of major illnesses, cancer and COPD, and just things, people just falling sick with all these bizarre, crazy symptoms. And just right out of the blue, people who have never had health issues before just falling sick. Now, I know most people say, oh, well, that's just something that happens, it's just, oh, people just get cancer. It happens to some people. Or people just have strokes. Yeah, well, that's what we've always believed, right? But after doing my research and discovering how long these energy weapons have been in use and how long they have been attacking people, I've come to the conclusion, just my conclusion, that these attacks have been going on against us for our entire lives. And that things are just ramping up. When you look back at cancer and all those bizarre diseases and the leukemia and the heart attacks and the strokes and dementia and Alzheimer's and everything that people's been sick with, you have to wonder, when they say, oh, well, these weapons have been out ever since the 30s and the 40s. Well, you really have to think about this, and you have to wonder, folks, have they been hitting us for our entire lives? And is this what's been causing every major illness, disease, and every symptom that people have been having up to this point? Because if they had these weapons back in the 30s, for most people, that's their entire lives. Because some of us weren't even alive then. So, in my opinion, I believe they've been using these weapons against us for our entire lives. Now, we talk about the targeted individuals, talk about the people who are heavily targeted 24/7. And I'm one of them. They call them targeted individuals. We call ourselves targeted individuals because that's what we are, okay? We know that we're being targeted. And it's like the belief is that it's just certain people, but now I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that everyone, how do we know that everyone's not being targeted in some way? Some more severe, more extreme than others. maybe, I mean, for us, it's a daily battle just to survive the hits that we take. And I'm not even going to go into the symptoms because you know, if you're a target individual, you know. But what about the people who might just be having more subtle symptoms, like maybe you just start waking up with headaches for no reason, or maybe you wake up and you're dizzy, and you don't know why, or maybe you wake up with back pain all of a sudden and you don't know why, or maybe you wake up with shoulder pain, uh, or maybe you have knee pain. Maybe it's just something that's not really all of that serious, but it just hits you out of the blue, okay? And then in a lot of cases, once it starts, it just starts progressing, and until you get to the point where you have to have surgery, okay? Because these attacks, once they start, they're constant. They don't stop, okay? And we know that artificial intelligence is involved. We don't know how it works. We don't know anything about it. But we also know that this is not Russia or some other foreign adversary that's hitting us. This is our own government hitting us on our own property, at our homes. These are military weapons. These weapons are coming from the underground military bases that are widespread all across the world. And yes, this is a global attack. This is not just our country. These attacks are happening globally, okay? All governments are attacking their own people. These weapons, they come, like I said, they come from underground military bases. They come up out of holes in the ground and they hit you. They connect to your electrical system outside at your pole. If they can't connect to that, they'll come inside your home and they'll connect inside your home. That is the power source they're using. They're using your power to attack you. If you've noticed any mysterious deep holes in your yard, just you don't know why or where it came from or how it got there, it's most likely this is how the weapons, the energy weapons, are getting access to your home and your property. For me, so far I've counted about 15. I've got 15 large, deep holes around my property. And I have some photos. I don't have any recent photos because they're on to me and they keep attacking my camera when I try to set it up. But I have some photos of these weapons coming out of holes in the ground and connecting to my power source outside. That much I know. You know, I don't know a lot. I don't know everything about these weapons. Look, we're just good, honest people who don't know anything about war. We've never been to war, and we never dreamed that we would ever go to war, have to go to war. I mean, and this is the worst kind of evil, folks, that you could ever imagine. Imagine the worst kind of evil that you could ever conceive of, and imagine that's what's going on. These attacks against us are so evil that it's absolutely impossible for people to wrap their minds around it. And that's why it's so hard to make people understand what's happening. But there's more and more exposure taking place now. Thank God that it's being exposed, and we got some top officials that are coming forward. Some of the senators in some of the states are being attacked and are now coming forward and declaring that they are targeted individuals. Some of the ex-CIA. I mean, we've got more and more people coming out and exposing this targeting program, okay? So we're making progress, folks. We're making progress, okay? And we're no longer going to sit to sit around and do nothing. We've got to do something. We've got to get up and we've got to do something to stop this targeting. A lot of times in the home, a lot of times they'll just hit one person. They won't. Sometimes it's the whole family, but a lot of times they'll just start hitting one person, okay, in the home. And now these energy weapons are directed, okay? They are directed energy weapons, so they can direct these energy waves anywhere on any person and any object that they want to. And they can make it look like that's the only person, you know, in the house who's getting sick. Okay, one person may just suddenly fall sick. They may start having breathing problems, or they might start having heart attacks, or they might start having seizures, or they might start having something else, and they just get sick, and and nobody knows what's going on with them. Everybody's rushing around trying to take care of them, trying to figure out what to do, and all along, it's the directed energy weapons hitting them. And most of the time, in my case, in my family, it started out with my stepdad. He fell sick first. Nobody else in the home was sick, just him. And then when he died, then my mother started coming down with the same symptoms that he had. She started getting sick, and she finally died. And then my brother, well, he didn't live in the house with us, but he lived across the street, and he committed suicide because he was under major attack. Not only was he being targeted with directed energy weapons in the V2K, he was also being gang stalked and harassed 24/7. And then after my mother died, then they started in 2020 is when I believe they've always been targeting me. I believe they've always been targeting all of us, but in 2020 is when things started ramping up for me, and that's when I started getting hit with the weapons in the head. Like I started having the what felt like electrical pulses shooting through my skull and my head, and noises in my head, and all. It started out like that, But what I'm trying to say is, there may be just one person in your home that's sick, okay, and nobody else is having any of the symptoms that they're having. And, and the doctors will tell you, oh, well, he's just got Alzheimer's, or he's just got COPD, or he's had a heart attack, or she's just got COPD. They're going to diagnose you with something now in the medical books, because they're not going to tell you the truth about what's really going on. But anyway, a lot of times it'll just be one person, and they'll keep hitting that person every single day, constantly, until they die, and then they'll move on to the next. Okay, that's what happened in my situation. But I know in some homes, everyone is under attack. So, yeah, it's not the same with everybody. I could go on and on forever with different examples and different, experiences, but, that would be just too long of a video. What I want to do in this video is I want to ask you, if you are a target individual and you know you're a target individual, okay, and you know it. If you're being targeted, you know it. We need your help. Okay, we need everybody to come together. We're not going to be able to stop this unless we have the numbers, unless we have the people. We need to have the people who are being targeted to come together. And we need as many as we can get to try to stop it. It's going to take everybody working together as a team to stop this, okay? And that's why I'm asking everybody, if you would, to join us, okay, as targeted individuals, and help us, just show up, okay? We're having a rally in New Orleans, and we don't have a date yet because we're waiting on the courts to set the date, but we're going to have a rally in New Orleans. after the court sets the date. And Richard Lighthouse, who's the founder of Targeted Justice, and other target individuals, all asking all of the target individuals who can to come to the rally and help us, join us, and help us fight to stop this targeting against us, and not just us, but against the whole globe. I mean, it's a global thing, okay? This has to be stopped, okay? Now that the exposure is here, now that everything's being exposed, we have to do something because we know now what's going on, okay? We haven't always known, but we know now. We know what's going on. And so we, as victims, we have to do something to stop this. So I'm asking all the targeted individuals to join us, and I know I've already done a shout out, but I felt like I needed to talk a little bit more about it to get the word out there. And please, please share this message to as many people as possible. And please go to the Targeted Justice website if you're a targeted individual and sign up for the rally and come and help us stop this evil, evil crimes against humanity. That's all, God. I love you guys.